Welcome and be inspired with Dominic. Today, I'm going to...
Can I ask a question?
Could I even stop you?
Probably not.
How did you escape the fear dimension?
You mean the fear dimension that I got sucked into a couple of videos ago when making the monolith remotes based on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh no, what's that? What's that? Oh no, no!
Yes, that one.
Everyone who does not remember should really watch those. Stop giving people weird ideas.
Yeah, the fear dimension. The fear dimension.
Yes.
Yes, well, I was there for quite a while, wandering the endless plains. Endless plains that look like a lawn? He's on a budget. There's also no point in spending ages talking while you could be making.
Good point. Let's make this complicated.
I like it when it gets complicated. How did you get back to your shop?
Ah, see, that's not my shop. And eventually realized that the fear dimension is a mere copy of this world, but steeped in fear.
Explains the name. That is hard to watch. Is there nothing you can do about it?
You know, that's actually a good point. I think I have a bottle of normalcy around here somewhere. I haven't been using it, so...
That checks out.
That's a lot better. Now we can get to work. I knew that normality would come in handy at some point. Obviously, there's no dust collection in the fear dimension, so I didn't even bother. But I should have.
Didn't you just restore normality?
Oh, yes. So I set out to find my shop to conduct the ritual.
What ritual?
This ritual that I took from the tome.
What tome?
Oh, did I not mention that?
No, you must have forgotten.
There was a temple along the way with strange markings all over. I fought a number of creatures to get to the inner sanctum, where I uncovered an ancient tome that contained instructions on how to leave the fear dimension.
Way to drop that on us.
I believe in storytelling circles that is called a law drop.
Like I said, he's on a budget.
Oh, and that ritual needs to be conducted under a dying sun.
I have a feeling that this project should have been something completely different at some point.
Why would you say that?
I don't know, but it's true. I will go into that later, because we are already talking way too long.
Thanks.
So I went into my shop to make a dying sun.
You already started.
I said it would get complicated. On the page it also said that the ritual requires clouds of debris to conduct the ritual under. And what is veneer other than tree debris?
Sorry, what?
You really put a lot of thought into that.
As you would if you were stuck in a fear dimension.
How come you can still do all those things in the fear dimension?
I guess I always feared it would not work.
Makes sense.
But does it really?
Afraid so.
Then there was also mention of...
What poem?
I didn't even mention a poem.
But you were about to.
Stop making it even more complicated.
Okay, remember when I unfolded that page from that book?
Frankly, I'm not sure what I remember at this point.
Let me rewind.
Okay, I fear what he would say if I questioned this.
He would have a perfectly logical explanation.
That's what I'm afraid of. So, here it says, under the dying light of failing stars. Which is copper, obviously.
Why does everything have to die?
Most things die eventually.
Or maybe it was a stray thought that caught on, resulting in countless prototypes recreated in terms of a 3D printed mechanism.
What an odd thing to say.
You really should know better by now.
Yeah, I really should. I thought there was no dust collection in the fear dimension. Of course there is. It's the fear dimension, not the stupid dimension. Also, being afraid of sawdust makes me want to breathe it in even less.
I like breathing mud.
We know you do.
I can send you some, because I'm using dust collection. Yeah, we already got that. I guess I fell victim of the fear of not using the right tool, because flattening this, I can do that on the... well, not the next tool, but the tool after that.
Where did the poem go?
It took off after watching some of my other videos. What?
Ooh, some of those puns must have been harsh for a classy poem.
Yeah, it said it would try to find a real poet to adopt it.
I don't think that's how poems work.
Speaking of fear dimension, there's also this fear of drilling into the wrong side. You can probably tell. That's the front-facing side with the stars coming down or whatever. And the idea was, and that was also the reason why I drilled through those, to put this one on the back. So I could then flatten this here. Apparently, I picked the wrong side. Yeah. I was afraid of that. Frankly, I'm a little nervous, but it's the fear dimension, not the nervousness dimension, so I should be fine.
Huh?
Fear of not hitting record.
I see.
No, you didn't.
Why is he doing that?
What? Mounting the piece on washers to tilt it on the lathe?
Yes,
To tilt it on the lathe.
but I mean, why?
Because of a line that was cut from the poem.
What?
Yeah. It said that the sun must not cross whatever those stacked lines of landscape are.
So he tilted the piece.
To create a cool three-dimensional effect.
But it did not work out to the degree of awesome he hoped it would.
So he filed the idea away for a future project and instead just rolled with it.
You can cut a poem?
Yes, if your rhymes are sharp enough.
At this point, and despite the fear of being backlit in a video, that's better, I would like to give a shout out to two amazing turners, Braxton Wertlin and Daryl Jones. I saw this kind of off-center turning on their Instagram first Braxton, then Daryl, and frankly, seeing it actually done in their stories, it kind of gave me I think the technical term is heebie-jeebies. So I of course had to decide to try it for myself, and that's when I came back to that dying sun idea. No idea where that destructive vibe is coming from. But I also wanted to add something to the concept, so there are chucks that can do that, but I don't have any of those. But I have washers, so let that idea just wash over you. We'll see how it goes. Once again, speaking of fear dimension, there are theoretically 3 of these holding the chuck steady, but now there's one missing. I guess I have to send out a search party. I managed to find it, and it only took me the better part of... I'd rather not say.
Fear of an irreversible step.
Yeah, always.
That's such a cool effect.
And very poetically phrased.
What are you talking about?
He's using rust solution.
A very old trick to age and ebonize wood.
Especially since the rust solution I used is about 7 years old by now. So, it's about as old as most of your jokes?
I can't really complain about that one.
Let me introduce you to the fear of finishing a project early, or doing too much to it. It's not quite what I had envisioned, but it's better in some respects. Not quite there in others, but I could add some glitter, I could add some hot glue and make some interesting shapes, which would probably not mesh too well with the rest of it. I could add more inlays, I could paint a little more. I think what I'm going to do is just finish this. Literally just
Finish it.
Oh, and just to strain my comfort zone a tiny bit, I'll do something that I usually don't do. I will use the high gloss spray lacquer. So let me just put this here so, well, in the light so you can marvel at it properly. I hope you enjoyed this project, as I kinda do with all my projects, but this one has been quite a while in the making. The project takes longer than expected and the editing takes a lot longer than expected, but here there's also the part that this whole idea, the dying sun, should have been or was meant to be something completely different. And I decided to do a separate video to go into that and show you all the prototypes I made for that. I hope you find it interesting. At the very least, it'll keep my video publishing frequency up. He says now. Also, I will do I want to do, I don't want to get your hopes up, but if your hopes are going up, that would be great. I want to do a poetic cut of this video based on the poem that I actually wrote, and that is... it's still not back. It'll come back eventually, I'm sure. If you enjoyed this project or just had a mildly positive sensation about it, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and also click the actual subscribe button, which is the bell these days, because the bell will get you notified and that's what you want, right? Right? If you like what I do, please make sure to comment down below for the algorithm and for me, not for the algorithm, for me. I want to read your comments. And make sure to subscribe, I already said that. And there are other things you could do to support me. Some of them can be found down in the description. And watching my videos is of course very much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember to be inspired. Where did you come from? Then what are you? Oh well.
Anyway, what were you about to announce at the beginning of the video?
What? Oh, I wanted to clean my shop.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, something always comes up.